Hey everyone, welcome to round 4 of Hastings 1895. Pillsbury drew round 3, so he now has 1.5 out of 3. In this round he's playing a guy, William Pollock, not a very well-known player. And black is up a pawn and has this very dangerous h-pawn. And it's black's move. Not great, right? So black played the move h3. Now, your task, pause the video and figure out what you would do for white and calculate as far as you believe you have to in this position. And then to tell me, is white better? Draw? Black better? This is a really good calculation puzzle. If you're rated anywhere from like 1800 to 2200, I think you'll get a good amount out of this. If you're under 1600, it's going to be very difficult. But still, give it a shot anyway. Alright, so now I'm going to demonstrate what Pillsbury did. Pillsbury was a very good concrete calculator for his age. Sorry, for his time period. I think already, even though Steinitz is world champion, in my opinion, Pillsbury is a better player than him. He's a better calculator, I think. His weakness, that we will see later, is his mental state. Mentally, quite unstable. The exact opposite of Lasker, and which is why I think Lasker went on to be one of the all-time greats, whereas Pillsbury faded quickly. He just had mental issues, and we'll get into that more in the future. But sometimes he could play unbelievably well. It turns out that h3 was a losing mistake. Hard to believe somehow, because it looks like black is very close to making a queen. But white has the beautiful move, rook to a2, threatening rook a8 checkmate. But okay, black can go king g8, and it's like, whatever. Rook check, king to h7. And now, what are you going to do? White has another strong move, e6. And the key point here is that, well, first if h2, well, let's say he went pawn takes pawn, which is the most logical, and white went f7. Oh, I'm actually sorry. Let's look at the other choice. Let's look at h2. The key here is if pawn takes pawn, black queens. And then when white queens, black has all kinds of checks. But did you see the key? What does white do instead of queening in this position? After black queens, we make the in-between move, rook to h8 check, king takes, queens, followed by checkmate. So basically, black either missed rook a2 or just missed this in-between check on h8. And this means that after e6, white is winning. This king is stuck in a net, and there's not really much you can do about it. After this, f7, rook f3 was played. Unfortunately for black, I totally lied, by the way. After fe6, he first took this pawn. So I took this knight, and then after d takes, he went f7. And after rook f3, he can just take. I'm sorry, he can just queen the pawn. Rook takes, g5, king takes e4, g4, and now rook f1 just wins. e5, b5, g3, rook h1. And if g2, we take the pawn with check, and if h2, king f3 just simply wins. So I think this was a really good calculation exercise, and it showed that Pillsbury is a pretty serious calculating player. Like, he was willing to let his opponent play h4 because he worked out. I mean, he was willing to let him play h3 because he worked out this whole checkmating idea. Instead, black should have done some weird moves like bishop g2 with ideas of rook g4 check, kind of kicking the king away. I forget how the analysis goes, but somehow it's not so bad. Oh yeah, because when the king moves away, we have d4, defending the a8 square. But okay, this is hard to find. It's easy to make this tempting h3 move, and then Pillsbury found that forced variation. And this kind of variation that is really good for you. If you can calculate the consequences of this accurately, it means you're a pretty strong player. Because it's not that easy. It's like 5-6 moves deep. You have to You have to see a few little tricks along the way. So congratulations if you got this right. And once I saw this game, I was like, this Pillsbury he's a pretty good player. Because I didn't know much about him when I watched this tournament for the first time. But after looking at it, I realized he was no joke. And I really would have liked to see a match. See, I'd like to see a match between Lasker and he, but I know that Lasker is just mentally too strong. So I think that would have caught up to Pillsbury in the end. Thanks everyone for watching. See you tomorrow, and bye-bye.